It's another beautiful morning here in the Alaska wilderness, and it is a balmy 5 degrees plus. That means we are in the black, right? Not in the red or in the blue because it's freezing cold. I was going to go up toward the solar panels, and I think those things need to be adjusted. Their angle needs to be changed. But then I noticed as I was walking over here that I don't think Joe covered this when he got home. The door of our little shed was busted into while we were gone. Pretty darn sure it was a young grizzly bear. Something strong enough to break in that door, but he must have smelled the fresh moose skull in there. Nothing much came of it. There was no damage in there, but the door was really, seemed like it was violently pushed in. Nothing that the wind would have done. The only thing that made any sense was that it was a bear smelling some of the antlers and some of the skull in there. So anyways, onto the solar panels. Let's go check this out. They're bringing in a lot of power right now. It's a really good feeling knowing that all that hard work paid off. And we got, let's see if I can find there's the sun. I know the camera can see it. I just can't see it. The sun has been rising in the east right about there. And it keeps a pretty weird angle here in Alaska. It's a very, like a shallow rainbow shaped arch. But with it being March, the difference from where the sun is now to where the sun rises right over there during the winter solstice, you can see we've gained a lot of length in the day. So the sun is no longer in the winter. During the winter solstice, the sun doesn't peak up above that willow tree right there. So we need to change the angle of the solar panels. Joe hitched up the oxen to the wagon and him and Bonnie headed to town. Chloe is stoked about it because she gets to watch Piper. So let's go back behind the solar panels. We'll check out Joe's markings and see where we're at for this time of the year. All right, so luckily, wow, this is quite the berm of snow right here. So luckily we don't have to go any further back into the snow. Might have to dig this out. It's pretty crusted up in there. But we need to push these further this way and get them out of the snow, which will make the angle less steep. All right, so digging all these out, I just confirmed that Joe and I actually made a mark for the spring and fall equinox and the summer solstice. At a 6-degree angle in the winter, December, March, June, September, and then back to December. Right here in June, we're gonna be at a 54-degree angle. And here in March, we're gonna wanna be at a 29-degree angle. So now I have started to remove the bolts. I've changed this from a 6-degree angle to a 29-degree angle. I'll get that one to match. It's lining up a lot better with the sun. Last night I plugged in, well, it's been running for about 24 hours now. I plugged in the electric chest freezer. Noticed that it wasn't really affecting the batteries and drawing a whole lot. So I think we're ready to unhook the propane freezer and hook up the electric one for the rest of the summer.
Hello. Hello to the house.
What the heck?
It creeps me out so bad.
Why?
Look at that bear. He looks stupid.
Demon bear.
He looks like the bear from The Fox and the Hound.
All right, there's Joe and Kyle doing their thing.
So we are.
Let me see more of this action. Let me see some paneling falling down.
We started with.
There we go.
We started with tearing the rolled roofing off. Got the tar paper. Pulled the plywood. Pulled all the rafters. We found this beautiful chainsaw build beam, 4x6 beam up here that was original. Oh, come on.
Nice, nice.
Oh.
Let's go. Oh, it's not gonna go. Little shimmy, shimmy.
Yeah, let's, Zach, you could be the garter of the tongue and groove down there.
Hey man, It's nice natural lighting in here.
Back in the garden. I don't want to step on that anymore. I don't know why I put so much weight on it.
Okay, let's be careful. All that paneling is gonna come down and rip that leather couch.
Okay, yep, I'll watch it.
All right, this is definitely not the best these cabins have ever looked. But sometimes you gotta tear off the old nasty stuff, even though it might have looked okay, to get things looking even better. It's about to look sharp. We just got rid of all the old log deck railing. Getting ready to do cedar pickets. And then the big beams are gonna come down and create the corner posts for our deck.
Ready? Just gonna keep a good hold on it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Joe, I'm gonna tack mine first.
Things are moving pretty fast here, so Joe and I aren't videoing a whole lot. But here's what a demo zone looks like when you're doing remodel. You gotta do the demolition first. Both sides of the cabin got junk thrown off. I'm gonna get to untarping this pile of new lumber. We spent about 4 hours yesterday getting the roof off of cabin 3. And here we go. First thing this morning, we pulled the Visqueen off and installed our new glue lamb beam. And that's gonna be exposed in the cabin, so it's gonna have a cool exposed rustic wood look. And so yeah, we'll just keep shooting little updates. And I gotta keep my hands busy and get these guys what they need. So again, just gonna do some updates when I got some free time. Evening is here. Finally got some sunshine on the mountains here. We are disappointed in ourselves because we're just not vlogging a lot. Even Kyle said he was disappointed in us. He's like, I thought the camera was gonna be out more. You know, it's kind of hard to like feel the inspiration to pull out the cameras when you know the lens is gonna get wet, and it's kind of like this sideways rain, kind of snow this morning. Anyways, gorgeous weather now, but it's getting late. It's almost 7 o'clock and everybody's going in for dinner. So I just thought I'd show a little update here, show a little before and after process side by side. Anyways, whatever you want to call it. Here we go. So this is cabin 1. You got the little decorative things that kind of go down here on the edge there on the gable end. We are getting rid of those. It's painted green. And then you can tell where the deck comes out further than the roof. That's been pretty obvious from past videos. But now, here's what cabin 3 looks like. We've got a fully covered deck coming tomorrow. We'll get that sheeted. And then these nice big square beams are going to be the corner posts for our new deck rail. All right, there we go. Still got some bracing here. Things are getting ready to get pulled tomorrow, so we won't have bracing, but let's go take a quick peek inside. Okay. This will all be exposed, vaulted ceiling outside. We got bird blocking, so the birds won't be able to make their way up behind the plywood and make nests. And then we'll come inside and this will all be vaulted ceiling, nice pine tongue and groove. We're going to paint the walls a nice latte brown color and get this. This will be a while in the future. We're not going to see this in this video or even the video after that. I think putting the tongue and groove up in here is probably a project for late April or May when we've got absolutely nothing to do. All the propane has been hauled, all the firewood has been cut, and then we're just waiting for the lake to thaw. And that gives us a month and a half to put all the nice finished ceiling in there. Anyways, little update for tonight. Try to video more tomorrow. Guys are busting out the sheeting on the roof. That time lapse was 20 minutes on the nose. They're not exactly done, but I'm gonna cut the camera here, warm up the battery a little bit, and show you what I'm up to. So everything's all cleaned out, vacuumed, and ready for me to start moving stuff in. Gotta clean out cabin 2 so we can start ripping it apart. All the garbage that fell out of these ceilings is disgusting, so you gotta vacuum that up, and we don't want it to fall on the bedding in cabin 2. So I'm gonna move everything out of there, gut it, and move everything into here. Another update here. We got cabin 3 ready for shingles. That covered porch is looking pretty awesome. And we got Kyle and Joe ripping apart cabin number 2, making cabin number 2 look pathetic. Poor cabin number 2. And then, there we go. I better get busy. I gotta dig out in front of cabin 2 so we can start replacing them log rails. A cabin without a roof. Wave, Kyle.
What?
Always on coffee break.
Oh no.
Actually, we don't take breaks. He just taking a swig. He just taking a swig.
Lots getting done over here. It's here to stay.
This man swings a hammer while he's drinking coffee.
Yep. Well, hey, you can never take a break. You gotta just keep on trucking.
That's what Joe's doing over here. Just trucking. We're able to use a little bit. Every once in a while, we're using some old ramshackle pieces from cabin 3 right now. What is he doing? Building a header? Using some old plywood to build a header?
Yes, he's building a header for our bearing king post for our beam.
Okay, there you go. All right, so many of you who followed us for a long time know how long and hard Joe and I worked on these deck rails. But all good things must come to an end. You ready? Boom! Ooh, might still be a screw in that one. All right, well, out with the old, in with the new.
It does make me a bit sad. Put a lot of effort into those handrails.
One more screw in this guy. It's the start of day 3. We put in a half a day on Monday. Today is Thursday. Got these beams getting ready to be installed, so they'll end up looking like those beams. We got Kyle getting ready to put these beams up in those brackets. Coming along. We got all the rafters here on cabin 2. Little update for day 3. All right, guys, that is it for this episode. I don't think any of it went the way we really wanted it to go, as far as getting the film we wanted to, setting up more time lapse, just getting a lot more, I don't know, fun footage maybe. But the weather was terrible. And then Joe went down with some pretty bad flu-like symptoms yesterday, and the wind was just howling. And Kyle and I were shingling the last roof, cabin 2 roof, just freezing. And it just wasn't good conditions for a camera. We had sleet, snow, howling winds. So I don't know, it is what it is. We'll put this episode together. Hopefully you guys are having a lovely Sunday. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. And we'll keep you up to date with more cabin roof build as we go. Doubt that will be next week's episode. We got more stuff that has to happen before we rip open cabin 1. So, all right, see you guys.
Bramante Brothers.